And when you start thinking, I've got so much more to accomplish, that's what takes you to greatness.
Agree 100%, Bernardo.
Very even in terms of punches thrown, but Rojas slightly more accurate here through the first 3 rounds of a scheduled 8-rounder. Oh, nice left hook there from Rojas. They both landed, but Rojas got there quicker and harder. Nice right hand.
Can't miss with it. Yeah, you give him a free lane. They're dropping that left hand.
And instead of just nodding no, why not throw a punch? Mccreary falling into a bad spot here.
He is. He's looking for a shot right now. He's trying to clear his head a little bit. One of those shots buzzed him a little bit, but he's looking for a counter in between those shots of Rojas.
Rojas is doing exactly what he's supposed to do. He's punching, he's throwing combinations, and he's taking everything that Mccreary is giving him. And Mccreary is giving up a lot right now. Mccreary has a better skill set than Rojas, but right now, this is a mentality fight and a will fight, and Rojas is winning that fight.
In the fighter meeting, he told us, my brother, Albert Bell, said he's tough, rugged, and will make it a dirty fight, but if you jump on him, you can win this fight. And we've seen none of that so far from Mccreary.
Well, I can tell you this, you know, when you're out of the ring, conditioning-wise, you're going to struggle a little bit. McCreary's been out of the ring for over a year. A lot of ring rust, a lot of cobwebs.
I just don't think it's that, Tim. I think this is the same mentality we saw in the Frampton fight. And it's a mindset. You're allowing the opponent to do this. You're okay with the opponent doing this. You've conceded, and you can't concede and be great in this sport. You got to be mentally stubborn.
Well, Rojas just came off a fight against against Bell. And Bell, he performed pretty well in that fight with Bell.
What should be worrisome for Mccreary is that Bell got off to a good start, but then Rojas closed strong.
Yes.
And so I think the best is yet to come from Rojas.
Right, I agree with that.
A lot of posing from Mccreary.
He's tired. He's tired.
Get stuck, let go.
He's physically drained. It seems like he's mentally drained. He's looking up at the clock right now, hoping that the bell ring.
Ooh, nice flurry there at the end, but once again, Manuel Rojas landed the better, harder shots, and Tyler Mccreary, his only answer, Andre, was to nod no. You did nothing to me, but did nothing about it.
Well, Mccreary better get busy because things can get worse. Here we see Rojas just nothing special. He just threw a jab, he missed it, he landed the right hand. He said, oh, you're not gonna throw anything back? Well, I'm gonna try to land another right hand. Oh, you're still not gonna throw? Well, I'm gonna keep throwing. Rojas is taking everything that Mccreary is giving him, and again, Mccreary is giving him a lot, and I just don't understand it because Mccreary can fight. He's got a good skill set, he's got good physical attributes, he's just not willing to use them tonight, and I'm just not sure why.
Dre, he can fight inside the gym, but under these bright lights, he's not fighting at all.
He was very clear, Mccreary, in well, let's listen. You know, he was clear in the fighter meetings when he said, nothing worked for me against Frampton. Experience took over. He took everything away from me. He picked me apart and outboxed me. And it's happening again.
He's not getting outboxed. He's getting pressure. You know, Rojas is just mauling him, getting all up in his grill, making him very uncomfortable. You know, boxers need space to be able to work, but really good boxers can fight in any space, any area inside that ring, even in the inside.
A nice right hand there from Mccreary, but it's few and far between. There's no consistency to his offense.
But that's what I mean. You see flashes of what Mccreary can do, and if you studied his career at all, you know that he has good offense. He's got good boxing ability. This is a mind thing, fellas. It's not physical.
Stop. Okay, no.
He's not breathing heavily. He's on cruise control right now, but something switched off in his mind, and he's okay with what's happening.
He wasn't talking like that in the fighter meeting, I can tell you that much. He said like this, he about to showcase everybody what he's made of. You know, he didn't like the fact that he was ignored. You know, Top Rank, well, I would say Top Rank didn't get him a fight. He started making all these excuses and assumptions. And he said he wants to show everybody what he is made of tonight, and he's not doing that.
Rojas is taking full advantage, as he should.
There's no secret. This is the same Rojas we've seen fight in and fight out. And unfortunately for Mccreary, it's the same Mccreary that we've seen in the last 2 fights. Against Frampton, he wasted an 8.5-inch reach advantage. And tonight it's not as evident, 1.5 inches, but he's still not throwing the jab. He's still not establishing range, and he's letting Rojas work on the inside.
One thing my coach would always say, if a fighter was in the gym just taking punishment and not throwing back, he said, son, he's hitting you. You might as well hit him back.
That's not a bad philosophy.
See, you'll see a glimpse. You'll have a moment. You'll see a good punch, but no follow-up from Mccreary.
Boy, Rojas is a lot smarter than we giving him credit for, I'll tell you that much. You know, he threw a jab, then threw a feint, a level change, then he got off the line to swing with the left hook, came back with the right hand, set up a beautiful right hand over the top right there on Mccreary, saw the left hand down.
Both fighters try the right hand.
Now Jeremiah Nakatila is making his U.S. debut fighting Shakur Stevenson, the undefeated blue chip star. He knows what he's got in front of him, but he has a unique perspective on what we see of Shakur and what he perceives of Shakur Stevenson.
Winning this fight, it opened doors for me, you know, to get at this world-class level. And, you know, the future will look bright winning this fight. Having 10 knockouts in a row, it just proved the power in me. For me, Shakur is just an ordinary boxer. I don't see anything fancy or better than any other boxer. To me, it's just an ordinary boxer.
All right, it's one thing to say that. It's another thing for it to be real. What do you think of the bravado?
Well, the first thing is I respect it. You know, he's come a long way to be on this stage. So, you know, you don't want to hear a fighter laying down and sort of conceding, you know, early before they even get in the ring. So that's the mentality he's supposed to have. We'll see if he can back it up.
He got to be honest with himself. Stop playing, you know. Talking about he don't have any skills, he's an ordinary fighter. Come on now. You got to know what you're up against and what you're facing. I get it might be part of his game and psyching himself up, I would say. But Shakur Stevenson has a tremendous amount of skill.
Well, Rojas is taking advantage of his skill and the opportunities afforded him by Mccreary. And has a nice left hook as Mccreary finally lets a few punches go in series, a combination.
But he's throwing his offense. He doesn't have a lot of conviction behind it, Bernardo. He's not throwing it to take control. He's throwing it like, get off me. And that's a different kind of offense when you're just trying to defend yourself as opposed to trying to really hurt the opponent.
At this point, I'll take arm punches as compared to no punches.
I'm just looking at the legs of Mccreary. They're weak. The legs of Mccreary is weak, no doubt about it. Anytime he gets hit, he gets pushed back. Rojas is not a big puncher. You see, look at the leg placement. Look how he's positioned himself squared up right now, not keeping the front leg in front and the rear leg in the back. He's getting pushed around, getting mauled right here by Rojas.
Now, they knew what they were getting in terms of an opponent. Lamar Wright, Mccreary's trainer, described him as a rugged fighter who'll come forward and Tyler can use angles and walk him into punches. None of that's happened tonight.
Yeah, I think they had a good assessment on the opponent, obviously, because, you know, his brother, you know, Bell just fought him. And I think they had a good camp. Mccreary's just not executing. It's as simple as that. I don't think this is any fault of the coaches. I think they have prepared him well, and they're telling him the right things in the corner. He's just not doing it.
He's not conditioned enough, in my opinion, to withstand all the volume that Rojas is throwing at him. And Dre, I don't mean just physically, I mean mentally as well.
Right.
Sometimes your mental strength can overcome your physical weakness, but it's hard for it to be the other way around.
Okay, stop. Let go.
It's interesting enough you say that, but my physical strength is the reason why my mental strength was so tough.
Man, your mentals are on another level, Tim. Let's get it there. But all right, this month of June, right here at the Virgin Hotel, this is our house. Joe Tess has the rest of what June has in store for us.
Saturday night, June 19th, it's the Monster. Pound-for-pound elite Naoya Inoue in a world title defense on ESPN. Inoue's putting his unified bantamweight belts on the line on a card that also showcases the dynamic Michaela Mayer defending her WBO title. Then on June 26th, the most intriguing return in the sport. The former #1 pound-for-pound king, Vasily Lomachenko, 8 months removed from his stunning loss. He's back, and it's no easy task. He's up against tall and proven veteran lightweight Masayoshi Nakatani. Loma in action, Saturday, June 26th.
Pound for pound talent. And next week, guys, I'm excited about the
Round
fight
7.
that opens up the card because we've got
Round
Adam
7.
Blue Nose Lopez stepping up against former champion Isaac Dogbay. That's a war waiting to happen.
Yes, it is.
Can't lose with that fight.
That'll be right here at the Virgin Hotel and Casino. Bernardo Osuna alongside Hall of Famer Andre Ward. Don't believe it? Check out his Instagram and that big bling ring.
And I'm going to leave my little ring at home.
And then there's Tim Bradley, who's just
Go and get you one, Tim.
No,
Tim,
man,
go on and get you
I
one,
got
man.
one, man, but my ring don't look as fine as
That's
yours.
what I'm saying. Get you a bigger one.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick to my wedding ring, guys. No blow there from Tyler Mccreary. I mean, we're 7 rounds into this fight,
Let go.
and he's yet to warm up.
Listen, at this point, as the coach, no more technical advice. You got to appeal to him as a man, as a fighter, and say, son, you remember those phone calls that you weren't getting? You remember feeling like you were shelled? You know how bad that felt? Well, it's going to be worse if you don't go out here and close this fight out and try to get a knockout in these last 2 rounds. You got to keep it real with the fighter sometimes.
We talk about right now how boxing has an abundance of cheerleaders and motivators and not enough teachers. Well, that's what he needs right now. Somebody to
Motivator.
get in his head.
Yep.
I mean, there's just no sense of urgency at this point. And Rojas is steady. It's who he is. It's who we knew he was.
Rojas read the script for this fight, and he followed it. Mccreary read the script. He just didn't follow his lines.
Rojas made Mccreary miss badly with that right hand. Rolls underneath and looks at him. Who's the better boxer now? That's what he's saying.
When it's Rojas pulling the okie doke,
Push his head.
that's saying something.
Well, he can do that because he's so comfortable at this point. He's got no threat, he's got no resistance, so you'll start to see Rojas do things that he probably hasn't done before.
Oh, Rojas, this is Rojas' style. He's not just a pressure fighter. He can box. He can box a little bit as well, as you can see, using that jab, stepping in and out, using feints occasionally, leading with the lead hook.
And he told us, Rojas, you know, I have a slugger's mentality, but I'm working on boxing more to take advantage of my lanky frame. And
Stop.
here it's turning into a
Let go.
wrestling match.
He's doing a good job with it.
Yeah, but if Mccreary was letting that leather go and he was landing, Rojas wouldn't be worried about boxing. He'd have the urgency to try to fight just to stay in the fight. So Rojas can fight when he wants to, and he can box when he wants to. He can do whatever he wants at this point.
And McCreary's not a big puncher either, so I don't think Rojas is too worried about Mccreary landing anything.
The legs of Mccreary just kind of buckled a little bit as they held on together.
I told you those legs are weak. Legs are weak.
All right, Dre, you said we need a motivator. Let's see what Mccreary hears from Lamar Wright as he heads back to the blue corner. Plug your ears, ladies and gentlemen.
You feeling like a champ or what? Huh? This is your show. You the director, right? What the director do? He directs the show, right?
Spit this one out. Don't swallow it. Spit it out. You can spit up on yourself, man.
You hear me?
Final round,
You hear me? I believe in you. Everybody else believes in you. You hear me? Put the jab to the chest and chop him with the right hand. I'm telling you it's gonna work. Believe in it. Do it, Tyler. Put the jab to the chest and chop him with the right hand. This is right. Everything you work for, everything they played you on is right here. You can make that stop right now, champ. You understand me? Make it stop.
Gotcha.
All right, Dre, it took about 50 seconds to get to finally where he needed to go.
Yeah, but I'm looking, I'm listening, but I'm also watching. I'm watching the eyes and the body language of Mccreary, and it didn't look like he received anything the coach said, and it didn't like it affected him. Let's see. He's got 3 minutes to show us.
Mccreary might be directing, but Manuel Rojas is a rogue actor who does what he wants.
Man, he getting directed, not directing.
Directing traffic.
Look at that. You see the feint? The feint calls him, put those earmuffs on. What he do? He followed up with the jab right down the middle. Good job by Rojas. Seriously, he got a little IQ on him.
Hey, Rojas is taking everything that's been given to him. And that's the thing as a boxer. You take what's given to you.
And some.
Yeah, and then he's
taking a little bit more, too.
But that was in the script. He knew that he was going to do that part.
Work will get out. Work will get out.
I just think he expected more resistance.
Yeah, we knew what Rojas was going to bring from a physical and mental standpoint. The question was, what was Mccreary going to bring? And unfortunately, it was very, very underwhelming tonight.
I think he needs to go back, watch this fight, and go back and watch the Frampton fight and really do some soul searching, because this is the hurt game, and there's a reason he didn't get the call back, and he just confirmed why it was.
Bro, just put it this way: if he can't dispose of a fighter at this level, might as well hang him up.
You can recover physically from a loss easier than you can recover mentally from a loss, and I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's gun shy. He allowed Rojas to dictate the pace the entire night, and no sense of urgency.
I just think it's him. Honestly, I don't think that the loss has anything to do with it. I just think it's just him. He does great inside the gym, but when he's in these bright lights under this pressure, some fighters are built for this. Some fighters are not. He waits for the last round to show everything or to do something.
There it is. He's finally starting to open up. Too little, too late, as this fight comes to an end here at the Virgin Hotel and Casino. In just a few minutes, we'll be moving over to ESPN. We'll have our main event, Shakur Stevenson against Nakatila and Andre. You've made no bones about the fact that you believe that this young man, Shakur Stevenson, is the most avoided fighter in boxing today.
Yeah, if not he's definitely up there, top 2, top 3. And I don't give the fighters that we feel that are avoiding him a pass, because, it's one thing if you're on a Floyd Mayweather level where, I'm not fighting this guy because he's not commanding a certain box office, type of appeal, and I can go around him, and I've earned that right. Some of these guys like Valdez and even Jamel Herring, like, you're a fighter. you can't just, I mean, you can, but you're going to just give up a belt because you don't like a style. You got to figure out how to deal with that style. And these guys may be surprised if they believed in themselves enough to take the fight. They may have a little bit more action than they realize they can, but I'm not a fan of just sidestepping guys because you don't like their styles, especially when you got a young guy like this making it known to the world. You're ducking me, you're running away. That should appeal to a guy's, character and pride where he wants to respond and answer that call.
And Tim, one of the things that makes Shakur so special is he can make you look so bad. I mean, 4.4 punches per round landed by his opponents. I mean, it's minuscule.
Just put it like this. Think about it this way. When you're playing basketball and you keep missing your shots and you keep missing your shots, it can discourage you. Some of the pros, they don't get discouraged. They keep attempting. But the difference here is that you get punched in the face when you miss. That's the biggest difference. But there's two styles that we fear in boxing, that all fighters will say that they fear in boxing. One is the power puncher, like a Deontay Wilder. Another is a defensive fighter. But not only that, a southpaw defensive fighter. So Shakur Stevenson is one of those guys that puts fear in these guys, not because he can knock them out, but because he can embarrass them, he can humiliate them, he can make them miss, make them pay, and no fighter wants to go through that.
You tell me he could be the next Pernell Whitaker at this stage of his young career. Mark Chinook has the official decision for our previous fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds here inside the Virgin Hotel Las Vegas, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Chris Migliore scores the bout 79-73. Eric Cheek and Steve Weisfeld both score the bout 80-72. For your winner by unanimous decision, Manuel Rey the Punisher Rojas.
So Manuel Rey Rojas improves to 21 victories as a pro, and Tyler Mccreary will have to go back to the drawing board. We invite you to switch over to ESPN. We will be joining you for a great card featuring Jose Pedraza and Julian Rodriguez, and then